What should I do if coaches don't respond to me immediately? Yo, what's up everybody? What if I actually was like that? Alright guys, today we have a special treat. Going to talk to a college coach, and along that journey, as I travel up to my old college, going to give you my story and just how I actually got recruited. This ought to be a fun one, boys. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Peavy. Like and subscribe if you're feeling generous today. So how did I get recruited? This is a great question. I got recruited in a different way. You guys know I wasn't a highly recruited person because I started golf later in my life. And I know a lot of junior golfers are probably gonna watch this. I made up a resume and I decided I was going to send out every coach in my state an email, like D2, D3, NAIA schools. I think I heard back from a few. I was trying to talk to some D2 schools. I mean, it's just a big mess of how it actually happens. It's a different process, and I know it can be very confusing because it still to this day is still a little confusing unless you're a college coach. My dad actually went to like a mental game coach thing. Dave Ayers, who's the head pro at Providence, the TPC, was also there, and he introduced my dad to Coach Patton, who was the coach at the time. He was like, "You need to get Luke to come up here and take a visit." So I went. Yes, I did end up taking the tour up at Truett McConnell, and it was a little bit smaller, but I kind of liked it in that way. Contacting the other college coaches, and they really didn't have the best communication, so I decided I was going to go with somebody that wanted me and that I would actually play. So that led me to the Truett McConnell University. So that led me to playing 5 years.
Thank you for choosing Beck Nebraska. What can I get started for you today?
Just a hot coffee. My other coffee got cold, so nice and hot. Nice and hot. Just about here at the campus. So let's go see Coach Smith, where I spent 5 years of my life in college for golf. We have a great friend here, best friend here, Matthew Smith, head coach here at Truett McConnell.
Bear down, baby.
I bear down all the time. That's what made me into the player I am today, bearing down all the time. We're going to be answering questions from his perspective, and they're going to be your questions. You ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
We'll start off with the first one. This is by Carson. What are the main aspects you focus on while recruiting?
Well, the biggest thing is if the player is going to show improvement from when they first started golf to what their current scores are in tournaments. So if you can show that you've been improving throughout the process that you've been playing, that's going to be a huge key to getting recruited.
We didn't start playing until later, but we progressed pretty quickly. What's the best trait you look for in a player for your team?
I'd say the attitude of the player on the golf course and off the golf course. How's that player interacting with people? How would they interact with the team that we have here at Truett? And just how they can have self-control when they're playing if something doesn't go their way.
Yeah, that's huge. I hate people that freaking throw clubs and crap like that, because then I just know I already beat them already. But
I've seen Peavy throw a few in his day, though. So.
I'm a different man now.
Sandbagger changed him.
Yeah. What should I do if coaches don't respond to me immediately?
Well, the coaches are busy. You got to give them some time to see their email. You got to think from their perspective. They have tons of kids that are emailing them day in and day out. So, sometimes they may miss your email. So I would say reach out to them. If they don't respond to you within the first week or two, try emailing them again. And then if they don't respond to you again after that, I'd say it's probably time to move on and look at another school. And that coach still may come back to you later. You just got to understand how many other players are trying to play at the collegiate level and how many people are emailing that coach daily.
It's huge now. There's so many people that want to play college golf.
There are.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It is. Let's do one more question. We'll go look at the campus a little bit.
Well, give me a good one now, Peavy.
Let's just say you're in a tournament. Are you going to be more laid back and just talking, or trying to be zoned in and focused?
I think there's a fine line between the two. Obviously you got to be focused when you're playing in a tournament, but you don't want to put tons of pressure on yourself and think that it's a do or die situation. You have to learn to control the way that you're going to approach certain situations. So, if there's a shot where you have to hit it over water or something, I'm not going to tell the player, hey, don't hit it in the water. We're just going to sit there. He's going to come to the tee. I'm going to say, okay, what do you see in this shot? And, you just got to have fun with them while you're out there. Enjoy the moments. And I tell all our guys to enjoy the moment that you're in. Don't get too far ahead or, focus on things that have happened.
No.
Just enjoy the moment, because at the end of the day, you're playing collegiate golf. It's fun. Golf is a fun sport. It's challenging. So, I think it's important to have kind of that carefree attitude while you're out there, but also be focused on what you're doing at the same time.
It's good to be in the moment. I mean, that's all you can do. You can't really do anything in the past. You can't do anything in the future.
Yeah, so like a good example, like if you're playing, when you're walking up to a shot, just enjoy, talk to the guys you're playing with, or, like I'll walk some holes with some of our guys, and I'll just talk to them while we're walking, and it won't even be about golf. But when we step up to that shot, when they pull that whatever club they're going to hit, when they pull that club out, so okay, let's focus on the shot. What are you going to do here? Then after they hit it, okay, let's talk about how's your day been going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful day, whatever it may be.
No,
So,
honestly, you're around 70 minutes, so you have almost 2 hours just to think.
Yeah,
And you don't want to think about golf. I can tell you that now.
yeah, exactly.
Because that's when you get a little ahead of yourself. So
Yeah.
let's go look around the campus a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
What does the average week look like during the season?
Average week during the season, well, the spring we're really busy because that's when we have our conference championship and all that good stuff. So an average week is we're going to practice Monday through Friday. Some days we're going to do more of like a structured practice where I'd say, hey, when you get here the first hour, work on putting. I'll have putting drills for you or chipping drills, and I may say go spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes on the driving range working on certain things. So we'll probably do that 2 days a week, and then the other 3 we'll do short drills, like 10, 15 minutes of drills, and then the guys will go and play. The 3-point specialist, Luke Peavy.
I don't even practice free throws. Dude, I have a shot throw. I'll shoot an NBA 3, my bad. One time.
Oh, there we go.
I got a question for Coach Smith. Do you think basketball and golf can relate on a feel aspect? on shooting, good field players can shoot.
Yeah, because I think there's a routine to shooting a basketball, and there's definitely a routine to swinging a golf club. From way downtown.
Like and subscribe, guys. Matt Smith will probably be inducted sometime. We're going to the indoor facility now. Just cashed out. Let's go make some putts. Okay.
We're building a new intramural field there because we're starting a tennis program. Anybody interested in tennis, contact Coach Patton.
There's Cooper. Hey,
Really?
Cooper. Go right by there. We got a subscriber special with a sandbagger hat.
You doing a day in the life of a college coach?
Oh,
No, it's not really day in the life, but
What is it?
it's asking college coach questions.
student athletes.
Don't do drugs, Coop.
See Watts. Here's the indoor golf facility where those windows are. Behind the calf / behind the cross,
Is it?
we have some special things coming next fall. We're not going to announce what that is.
Oh, is it related to golf?
It is very, very related to golf.
Oh, that's exciting.
All right, let me get the passcode.
Yeah.
Study room / hangout room. This is where the TMU Bears get better. We will be national champions.
Oh. Good day. This one-handed too, so
half inch to the left.
doing it one-handed, that's it. Yeah, AstroTurf just wasn't the move in this particular thing, but hey, big things on the way. So next question: what is the best way to strengthen mental toughness and be cool under pressure, or is it something you're just born with?
I mean, some people are naturally born with it, but I think it's something that you can learn as well. A big key to getting better at that is getting yourself in that situation. Like putting yourself, whether if it's being like in the final group of a junior tournament, putting yourself in that situation more often so you can get more comfortable with being there and understanding, what you need to do to make yourself perform in those situations. But there's so many different techniques nowadays in golf that you can use, like breathing techniques and things like that to help you calm your nerves and, be able to perform in the clutch. But, like personally for me, it was always I wanted to be in that situation, know that I have to if I have to make 2 birdies coming in or something like that. So it's different for everyone. Some people may not want to think about what other people are shooting and just continue your game plan and things like that. So you have to figure out what works best for you and what's going to make you perform in those situations.
Yeah, you can practice it during your practice actual stuff.
If you need to say, okay, I'm 1 shot down, I need to make a birdie here to go into a playoff or something like that. You know, like people have always said, okay, on the putting green, this is to win the Masters. Do that, incorporate that into when you're actually playing, and say, okay, I'm 1 shot back in this tournament. I have to make a birdie to get into a playoff and things like that.
You can play games with like your friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Do the golf guys get the same attention like football or basketball players at your college?
Here at Truett, they do a very good job of all the athletes to be successful, whether if it's golf, basketball, soccer. Everyone pretty much gets the same amount of attention.
So it's pretty balanced in a way. I mean, you have Georgia football, so they kind of overpower every other program.
Here would be different than, like a high major Division I program. They care a lot about football, but here we don't have a football team. That makes us different than other schools, but the upside to that is every team is going to get attention.
Where do you find new players, and how can one player stand out from another?
A lot of times players will email me, especially during the school year, basically from August through May. During that time, I get a lot of emails from players. But during the summer is when I'll go out and try to find players at junior tournaments and things like that. And, as far as how does a player stand out, to me, there's so many different things. It's not always a player's swing. A player's swing can definitely stand out, and, their ball striking or their short game. All areas can stand out. But even beyond that, like we talked about earlier, their attitude is huge. I believe that if you can't control your attitude on the golf course, you're going to be high in the big moments. You're going to, if you're playing well, it's going to be great. But when you fall, you're going to fall even harder. Attitude is probably at the top of my list.
So as a college coach, do you give lessons to the players, or do you mostly coach strategy?
Each player is different. It depends on what that individual wants. There's some guys who, when they get to college, they're ready to play, hit the ground running. And there's some guys when they get here that need to be a little more developed, who are going to need lessons, putting lessons, full swing lessons, whatever it may be, or even mental game lessons. So it just depends on what that individual wants. We offer everything to our players, whether if it's just as far as coaching, like course management during tournaments and things like that, or if it's working on swing mechanics or working on putting and short game. So we offer it all. It just depends on what that player wants. Now, there may be some times where we realize a player needs to make this change in their swing, and that's going to help them perform better later on down the road, especially if we're going into the off season. We may say, hey, let's work on your swing, getting the club in this position and things like that.
That's pretty much answering most of the questions there. Go get some lunch. Soda fountain, let's go. That's going to do this video. Enjoy these ending credits in 3, 2, 1.